Hey guys, one more video in this beautiful spot before I take off. One of the videos on here that has got more views than any on my channel is called Why Animals Trauma Shake and Humans Don't. I've written a lot about this on my blog lately as well. The Rivians are cool. Because it's so impactful, it's so life-changing, and it's so core to the animal experience of which we are, right? Humans are animals first. And a lot of people just don't talk about it, and we just write it off. So I'm going to explain what I'm talking about in that video and in those blog posts in more depth and detail in this video. So there's two ways I can start this conversation. I'm going to start from the kind of medical science lens first, which is what's the number one killer of adults in America? It's heart disease. One of the main causes of heart disease is stress. Stress causes so many things, so many issues and problems. And I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice. But if you look at the correlation between stress and all the things it causes, then clearly we're not doing a very good job, right? of clearing and living stress-free. And so why is that? There's two reasons. The first reason is everyone's going to be familiar with this one, which is we live in a stressful environment, stressful society. There's the family stress, there's the work stress, the coworkers, there's the kids, there's the news, the TV, the politics, all of the things. We live in an environment where we are constantly being introduced to stress and stressors. So that's one side of it. But the second piece of it is the more interesting and the more important for why we are the way we are. And what it comes down to is we hold on to stress. Our bodies hold on to stress. So with that in mind, let's look at the other way to enter this conversation, which is from the biological side. From the biological side, if you look at an animal in the wild, when it experiences a stressful event, basically being captured by a predator, all of that stress that it has gets absorbed into the body when the predator catches the prey and the prey faints. So the prey faints to play dead, and all that energy gets absorbed into the animal's body, like into the soft tissues, the nervous system, and sometimes even like the ligaments, the discs, like the harder tissues, not the bones themselves, but the harder tissues. And so it absorbs all that stress. It holds on to it. Like all that energy it's fight or flight energy. It holds on to it all. Humans do the same thing. All of that happens in humans. Okay, so the missing link. Here's the missing link. The missing link is that sometimes the predator doesn't actually kill or eat the prey. And so the prey is laying there playing dead, and the predator is gone off or is scared away. When the prey wakes up, it doesn't just get up and walk away. It doesn't just get up and run. What happens is it will start to literally shake, physically shake and tremble, and not convulse, but it's literally tremoring, shaking off, using all of that energy in a physical, mechanical, vibratory way where there's movement involved. That's the piece humans don't do. We can, but we don't. I know many people that have. You don't have to, because it sounds weird and scary. You don't have to. You definitely don't have to start there. But that's the natural way. That's nature's way of shaking this stuff off. So that is why humans hold on to stress that animals don't hold on to. And so, yeah, we're exposed to all the environmental and societal stressors, and we have the human flaw where we hold on to the stress longer because we don't let it go in the natural way. And the reason why that happens is because we think. So thinking is an amazing tool. It's what's gotten us to where we are as a species. It's an amazing tool, and just like any other tool, when you introduce a new solution, you're going to cause new problems. And this is one of those new problems that's been caused. We think, and therefore we stopped feeling as much. And because we stopped feeling as much, we lost touch and connection with our own bodies. Like, can you feel your feet right now? Can you sense your feet? Can you feel them on the ground or wherever, in your shoes? Can you sense and feel your feet? Some of us will say yes, some of us will say no. We've lost connection with our bodies, that we don't know or we don't remember how to let off some of the stress that we've carried. And so because of that, we hold it in, we bottle it up. Think about a time that you cried. Think about a time that you wanted to cry, but you didn't. Or you wanted to scream, but you didn't. You wanted to have an outburst of emotion when you were younger. You probably pushed it down. And so you pushing it down was you keeping it in. It was you being in tune with your body enough to feel something and saying, no, I'm not going to feel it. And that takes a skill of having that connection. You do that enough times and you kind of build a wall and you lose that connection. And so the biological bug, the flaw of being human, is that we think. And because we think, thinking itself is not a flaw, but what it causes is the flaw that we hold on to stress longer than we should. Negative emotions and stress get held on to while positive ones just go, right? And because we think, we've lost touch with our bodies. And because we've lost touch with our bodies, we don't process the stress energy the way we could or should. And so then we have all these problems. And so in animals in the wild, like that example, the same thing happens if humans relocate a bunch of animals, right? They might capture them or like tranquilize them sometimes. And the animals don't always shake off afterwards. And so this is a studied phenomenon called capture myopathy, where the animals die if they don't shake. And they die because of myopathy. Myopathy, myo meaning muscle, apathy meaning like disease and breakdown, stops their heart. The energetic stress, the energetic intensity that their bodies absorbed literally stops their heart. Heart disease is the number one cause of death in adults in America. Heart, a muscle, disease. It's myopathy. It's my perspective. Except in humans, we don't die right away. We have dampeners. We have all these things that keep us alive. But let me ask you this. If you have all this stress in your body, in your system, and you hold on to it for a decade, are you really alive? Are you living fully? Or do you have dementia? Did you develop Alzheimer's? Do you have all these other issues going on that you can't think straight? Have you lost your memory? Have you started to stutter, like I did? Have you started to develop all these other symptoms because of the stress you're carrying? Is your gut all messed up? Right? We're not truly living the way we could be living if we only learned how to release and let go of the stress physically in our bodies, right? So that's why animals trauma shake and humans don't. That's why letting go of stress is so important. That's why I started Top Human. That's why I'm transitioning from software to energy practitioner, because it's all energetic. It's all energy trapped up in the body. And when you can let it go, your life gets better. That's what I've personally experienced. That's what so many people have experienced. It's my clients' experience. So I hope that helps. I hope that answers whatever question you had. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.